Hello all, my name is Dorian Malik. Welcome back to Fountainized. I am here with my sister, Nicole. This next guest, Cloe, she's the ultimate godmother. She is she is a sister, she is a friend and divine inspiration. She is a health professional and advocate, a prayer warrior and Jesus lover, and she has a heart that is truly beautifully and wonderfully made. She is a true gem, sharing her gifts through praise dance, words of wisdom, solid connections, and always love. Beautiful people, this is Nicole. This is Chloe's first time doing Fountainized in person, but we did do an episode. I believe our episode was in 2023.
Probably.
I have to say, your episode is one of my all-time faves. You were telling me about, I always think of this, but you were telling me about a comedian, I forget his name, but you had
Country Wayne.
Country Wayne, and
Yes.
you had this piggy bank reference.
Yeah.
That I've shown, you don't even know, I've shown
Mhm.
that to so many
Yeah.
people because it was such a word, but you always just have such a way of, you're such a wordsmith as is, but you just, the way that you share and the way that you break things down is so fulfilling and beautiful. So thank you for doing this. I know how busy you are, so I love you, I appreciate you. So I think for our topic today is transformation, faith, and wellness.
Okay.
So before we jump in, I just want to know how Chloe is doing. How are you in June 2026?
You know, I'm doing good despite all my challenges. I don't care about sharing my health issues, but you know, I'm in a place right now where I need a kidney transplant, so I'm dealing with this. But always, my main focus is always just showing people that you can remain happy, that you can be positive despite anything or everything you go through, because it's all in mindset.
Yeah.
If you get yourself down in the dumps, then you're going to be down in the dumps. But if you speak affirmations and trust in God, like, you know, that's scripture says death and life are in the power of our own tongues, and it says death first because when we go through things, it's easier to speak negative than it is to speak life.
Yeah.
And it says, but you have the power to speak life into yourself, no matter what. So that's just my motto, and I just keep on pushing.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. My excuse me, my auntie Georgette, one thing she said, you just broke it down beautifully, but she said speak life into life.
Yes.
And at first I heard that, I was like, speak life, and then I'm like, oh, like it was like a bell. Because whatever it is that you are executing, you know, you begin to live that. You know, I might not see it right away, but it's like there's so much power, you know, in our words. So I love it. Transformation. So when I thought about what I wanted our conversation to be about, I couldn't help but think of this word. We have been in each other's lives for so many years, and I've been able to watch you transform with such grace. How has transformation played a role in your life?
You know, one thing that I love, because even on my IG channel, I talk about Transformation Tuesdays, and as this world, as we grow, and each year we are ever transforming.
Yes.
And I feel like to make it in this world, you have to be able to change.
Yes.
You can't just be stuck. You have to reinvent yourself. If this doesn't work, I always say you have a plan A, you have a plan B, C, D, E. You gotta just keep on going.
Yeah.
And so this season of transformation, so technically, like last year, I was in nursing school. Last time I spoke with you and all those other things, and because of my health issues last year, I didn't get to finish. I was like a semester away from finishing. And I was really down in the dumps about it, and I was really upset, but then God spoke to me and he was like, this is self-love. You have to know when to stop and take care of you.
Yeah.
Even when you feel like it's costing you everything, or you can't achieve everything. Because my thing is, this door may close, but another one might open. And I kid you not, I wasn't working at the time. I quit school. I had to have a major surgery. And I went back to my old job, and they literally gave me a raise that put me at making what I would have been making as a new nurse.
Yeah, wow.
And so it was just God had me. You know what I'm saying? And all I had to stop and was do what was best for me and trust that God was going to open a door to make a way.
Yes.
And so I just thank God for that. And it literally happened within months. Like, I didn't have to wait years. It literally happened within months. My manager's like, I think we can get you some more money. And they gave me on the table, and I was just like, okay. And when I talked to my friends that graduated and got jobs, I was literally making the same amount of money as them. So, God just opened up the door. And so it's just like, you can't be afraid to evolve. Sometimes transformation hurts. If you think about a caterpillar, transforming in, a cocoon into this butterfly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the transformation process is not always easy. It's going to hurt, but if you can get through it and just trust the process, God's going to bless you at the end. So
yes.
Wherever he's taken me now, I just have learned to just go with the flow.
Yeah,
And that's one thing my mom has always taught me, is to not be caught up in the material things. Don't be afraid to let things go. Don't hold on to possessions, because God will give you better than before.
Yes. Nicole. I mean, she. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't even know what to say right now, because thank you guys for. No, I'm just kidding. Because you are so consistent in your faith journey, which that's one of our topics. I think that's why it is just so smooth. Because even though we have those, several just rocky points throughout our life. For you to be consistent with, example, your transformation. I feel like you do something for Monday as well.
Yeah, positive Mondays, yeah.
But based on what you speak and just being willing, just the fact that you say yes, the fact that you trust God and know that he's going to do his divine works in your life is such a beautiful thing. I mean, the Bible tells us about having faith the size of a mustard seed. But when I listen to you and how you describe transformation, how you describe your faith, it's like it's so much bigger than that. And I feel like that's why you're able to see the results that you see. So there was just so much power in that. That's beautiful. And it really is a message that shows us to trust God, and you will find out what he has for us. What are some of the transformations that have elevated you, and what do you remember most from these moments?
Elevated me, I guess there's a spiritual context and there's earthly context, but like one thing that I feel like with my transformation is like my job. I used to be in management. I stepped down with school. They want me to be in management now, but it's not something that I want to take on top of all my health issues, and they know that. But I kind of do it anyways without having the title.
Yeah.
And so with that is, if I want to get a little overtime, I get a little overtime. And it's just favor on the job, I would say. I'm still held to the same standard, but the thing is like, I can't just go to another clinic and do a half job, because it's not mine. I'm always going to do above and beyond. Which has got me stuck in Prescott for the last 3 years. But I love the people up there, and I the first couple of days, I literally told my manager, you bamboozled me into this office. Because it was a mess and it was a lot to learn. I said, but I like it. And then, there's another job opportunity that is more of training and development, which I love, because that's just the type of person I am. I like to help people and show them and help them grow. But it's, if that opening comes up, that will allow me to travel. And then I wanted to be a traveling nurse. And now, so here I am wanting to do the things, and I'm doing those things and have the opportunity to do those things. But it wasn't in the job that I thought it was going to be, but it's there. God is still opening doors. He's still elevating me, and it's just because I trusted God enough to be like, okay, I'm going to take care of myself. You're going to take care of me. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. I have been a teaching artist at Child's Play Theater, shout out to Child's Play, it's been 5 years. And I always think to myself, I'm like, dang, I don't have the degree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I recently watched a clip of my supervisor talking about a teaching artist is no more than this person, and she began to expand knowledge on what that is, but not one time did she ever say degree. And so I bring this up because it just reminds me how, you know, like you said, you know, sometimes we might not have that specific title, or we didn't go through a certain path that maybe most go through, but God will still open those doors for you to be able to, in my situation, maybe direct or teach the arts, you know, you with the traveling opportunities, the, you know, healthcare, the management, right?
Yeah.
So I just think it's so beautiful how he does things, and it's like, I mean, we know that his plans are far greater.
Yeah.
So I love it, and I marvel at what he does. So, and we talked about growth. With transformation comes growth. How would you describe Nicole 5 years ago, and how would you describe Nicole today?
Ooh. You know what? I feel like I always said this when I first got diagnosed years ago with the cancer that I, you know, and everything that took my kidneys or whatever, that I never started living until they told me I was dying. And I will take that again, that 5 years ago, I just was at a place where I felt stuck. And I didn't, you know, I was struggling financially with different things, and that's why I started my whole journey of wanting to go to nursing school, and I did the application, and the next thing I know, like, they were like, can you start like next week? Like, the process was very, very fast. And it's still crazy that life still happened within these 5 years. I went through a bad relationship, I broke up, I've healed from that relationship. And I thought, I literally got to the point where I was like, I wish I would have never spoken positivity. I wish I never put none of this out there on my page, because I was really in a place where I felt down in the dumps. And I didn't want to be positive. But then again, something sparked within me that was just like, no, girl, you got this. Yeah. You can do this. God got you. And that's what led me, honestly, with last year, just totally giving my life back to Christ and just letting him control every aspect and taking Nicole out of the control. And when I did that, when I tell you, Dorian, that the doors that just opened were crazy. And I'm not saying every door opened, because I'm still trusting God to open some more doors, but the doors opened enough that it gave me a light. And so I would feel like I got my light back more than I did 5 years ago.
Yeah. That's beautiful. You're not going to make me emotional this episode. I just want you to know you're not going to do that. Because since certain events have taken place, I've been a lot more sensitive. But you have such a beautiful way with words. And I mean, what you said about, you know, you deciding, okay, I'm going to live. You might have said this, but I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
And that is such a beautiful thing.
You really have to trust in God. Like,
yeah.
I just remember in the Bible, the men were like, you know, they were trying to cast out this demon, and the man told God, I believe, but help my unbelief. Sometimes we will trust in God that he's going to do one thing, but it's the things that we truly desire that we get bent out of shape over. And we have to lean not to our own understanding, but trust in God, because you never know why he's doing certain things, why he moves people out of your life, why he moves people in your life. You know, even you, like, I've known you since I could rock you in my arms, and literally you've grown into this wonderful man, you know, doing these things, and you just never know how the people in your lives are going to, what you can do to help them, you know. And if I can say anything to anyone, it's just the sun is going to come out tomorrow. We're all going to go through things in life, and even if it doesn't, even if Pastor Newman used to sing a song and he says, my soul's been anchored. He said, if the sun don't shine, if the wind doesn't cease, my soul has been anchored in the Lord. And that's literally where I had to put my trust in him. Like, yes, things are rocky, and I get, it's like, God, it's like I never got to have children, I'm not married, the things that I may have desired for my own life. But I have 15 beautiful godchildren, and you know what I'm saying? Like, people that were youth in my life that have just loved on me and that I've been able to love on. And so I can't say that I've never been a mother, because I've had those, I have.
You are.
I am. I have those experiences. They take my money. They text me for money all day, and there's 15 of them. But it's a joy. I love it, just because, like, every time I think about it, or if I want to get sad, it's like, you know what, it's okay, because I can go over there and get loved on.
This is true.
But yeah, I guess that's the one thing I always just say, you just never know how God is going to work things out in your life. And 5 years ago, if I could go back 20 years and just tell myself, you're going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because I've just seen God do things over and over and over. And so right now, it doesn't matter what happens or how it happens. I'm just along for the ride.
I know those of you who are watching, who will watch, are going to feel moved by this episode. It's just so funny how God does things. It's beautiful how he does things, because that word transformation, I kid you not, it was like ringing. I said transformation. Like, I'm going to write Chloe's episode. But the word that I kept thinking about when I think of you was transformation. And I understand why now. You came in here with this beautiful yellow dress, and you changed the energy in here. You made it even better. I love it. So as we evolve, so does our mindset. How has your mental evolution shaped your actions in the physical?
Oh, it's been, I can tell you, part of that downfall in that last 5 years, I gained a lot of weight that I had got off and had kept me healthy. And, to get qualified for a new kidney, I needed to lose a lot of weight. And I had to turn that mindset on, like, okay, girl, you got to get this taken care of, or you're going to be dying. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what are you going to do? And so I had to change up my mindset. And within the last year, I've lost 70 pounds.
Yes,
I've
Chloe.
qualified for my new kidney.
Yeah.
I'm still going.
Yeah.
I'm in yellow. Wearing colors again. But, just the elevation, the transformation of my mindset is like, I gotta get it, and this time there was no stopping. Before, when I had surgeries or procedures, I allowed things to stop me and to get me off of my course, and then I had to get myself back up. But this time it was like, if they told me nothing, can't work out for 5 days, day 6, I was on it. And shout out to my trainer, Coach Carol. I love her at University of Sac. All the coaches there are wonderful, but she has just been right there in my corner. She takes what I can do and she changes up my workout styles. If I'm sitting down, if I'm standing up, she has worked with me. But she's checked on me. Even this 2 months I've been out of town, we've done video training calls.
Yeah.
We've done it all. So. The mindset this time is just totally different. I'm not allowing anything to stop me, anything to get me off my rocker. I was like, okay, you got to get it. And I know God is working, because I got a call last week from somebody who was donating their organs, and they wanted to donate them to friends and family first. And they had saw a post where I needed a kidney. And so they reached out, and it's just like, it happened so quick, from me just posting, within a matter of weeks. So I just know by staying positive and elevating my mindset that I don't even have to worry about that part. That it's gonna be okay, and whatever happens, happens, and we're gonna get through this, and we're just gonna keep it moving.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ooh, I love this. Ooh, I love this. You have always been fly. Y'all see, she fly. She's beautiful, and Chloe always eats down. One of the things that I've loved to see over the years is your beautiful hair journey. When we're talking about transformation, what is your relationship with hair, and how liberating has it been to make new choices in this journey?
You know what? I go with India Ari song. I am not my hair. I am not this skin. I am the forest that lies within.
Yeah.
And literally, that's it. You know, I grew up a very Pentecostal. We were not allowed to cut our hair, and we were told not to cut our hair. And it's just been, my hair has just been my journey. Because when I first thought I was going to have chemo and stuff, I looked at my mom. My mom knew I was not even sad about losing my hair. In fact, I embraced it because I was ready to chop it off and dye it and do something I've never done before. And I feel like that's just who I am. I like being this free bird that's not afraid to like start something and evolve. I started a lock journey 5 years ago, and you know, I just was losing my little weight, and I was looking at old pictures, and I was like, you know what? I liked it when I was small and bald.
Yeah.
And blonde.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was fierce.
And you're beautiful.
And you know, and so I was just like, you know, chop these locks off.
Yeah.
The next day I sat in bed like, what did you do, girl? 5-year journey. 5-year journey, but it's just like, you can't keep me in this cage.
Exactly.
I am not meant to be in a cage.
That's what I love so much.
And I feel like with my hair, I can just be free to be me. I can change it. And if I want to put a weave in and have long hair, then I will. If I want to put, you know, but I just love this just freedom.
Yeah. Cynthia Erivo talks about that journey. She's like, everybody should do it. Just do it. Mm-hmm. Like, I love that so much. I had to ask you that question because I'm like, you are so fly, and you've had so many, another aspect of transformation.
Yeah.
So I said, I have to ask her this question because I love how you do it. So moving into the next section of this episode, let's talk about faith, which I feel like we have touched on faith. Mm-hmm. You have been such an example when it comes to serving and being a vessel. Your faith journey has been inspiring to watch, and you're never afraid to share what that is for you. So I recently heard you speak about falling in love with Christ and how it's an entire different ballgame once you've entered that chapter. When did you realize that your relationship with God was transforming into something greater, and how has faith moved in your life?
I mean, again, it last year, 2025 was a whirlwind.
Yeah.
But it was just a total surrender. Like, I feel like you get to a point, especially as a believer, where you, like me, I was a Q baby, PK, pastor's kid, you know. So I grew up in ministry, and but you've been taught God, know God, and I was different. I mean, I was shouting and everything, you know, as a child, and I truly love God, but it's one thing to be taught to love God, and you know you love God, but falling in love with God was different, and I feel like that's when you stop fighting you and God. You're against the stuff, right? You stop putting the but what if, and what if, when you stop fighting God and you allow Him to take full and total control of your life. And that means every aspect that may be unpleasing to Him, whatever, you have to fully change it. I'm not perfect, I'm human, you know, I'm ever evolving. That's a transformation in itself. Yeah. But just truly falling in love with Christ was me stepping out of the way.
Yes.
And saying that, okay, God, you're going to lead the way now.
Yes.
So.
I love
You
it.
know, that's what that is. And it's favor, it's grace, it's everything. It's just a wow factor. Things that, like I told you about, just from getting my raise on my job, and just the doors that he's opened up for me, and just, it's just a wow factor. It's just things that you can't even fathom. Like God, you knew, like there's a scripture that says, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I already knew the plans I had for you, ones to prosper you, and it's just like he knew all that I was going through. He knew that I wasn't going to be a biological mother. He knew these things, and yet he blessed me, and when he blessed me, he did it in an abundance.
Yes.
And so it's just how could I not?
Yeah.
When it's sad that it took this long for me to realize that part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's okay, because it doesn't matter how long it takes. It's just the point that you've fallen in love with Christ, and just live life according to His word.
I love it. Oh, I love it. Thank you for breaking that down. It was so beautiful. So we're living in difficult times. We all feel this. We see the changes in the world and just how it's affecting people's mentals. Some people have lost faith, and some people have given up on their faith. What advice would you give to someone who believes but isn't sure where to turn due to the state of the world?
My thing is, the Bible says, be not of the world, but be transformed in Christ.
Yeah.
And you have to, first of all, read your word, because a lot of the things that's going on in the world is in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you truly just open up your mind and just go with Christ, there's nothing that you have to really worry about.
Exactly.
And I mean, there's just so much, and I won't even go into all of it, but you just really have to trust in God in every little thing. And I'm not saying that it's easy, because believe me, God has been my daddy, and sometimes with our parents, we don't always get along, but you can't be afraid to talk to God and tell Him when you're upset, because when you talk to Him, He's going to give you understanding. And the thing is if you don't know how to hear Him, ask for a sign, ask for a word, ask for something specific, so that way when you get that, you know it was God.
Yeah, because I know I've been in those situations where, and he always shows up for me. I'll be like, because I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes all I got is that little bit of faith. I feel like it's bigger than a mustard seed, but I'm like, all right, it's going, and I'm like in my head about like, oh, okay, and then it's like, and I'm like, oh, thank you, but it's like, He's going to provide. He's going to make the way. Having that relationship, again, going back to what you were saying about personally having a relationship and knowing Christ and falling in love with Him, because I love how you broke it down. It is as simple as He is our Father. So just as you would talk to your Father, like He wants to hear from you. Check in with God and know that your way will be made. I love it. So would you be open to sharing? I feel like you have, but maybe there's something else that might stick out. But just a moment in life where God completely showed up for you recently.
Recently, I would just say my health journey. In 2024, I was septic and was in the hospital, and they had to give me antibiotics that were very toxic to my kidneys, and it's open, unfortunately, because my immune system is low. It's just put me at risk for multiple infections since then. And honestly, I'm amazed. In 2015, my kidney function dropped 60 points, and they thought I was going to be on dialysis that year in 2015. Here we are in 2026.
Yeah.
and I'm not on dialysis. Now last year, because of some wonky numbers, I had to get a fistula placed just in case they have to start it. But where he's wowed me is that I've watched others just start dialysis or be super sick, and God has me in this place where he's just keeps bumping my numbers up. I mean, to the point where, yes, I need a new kidney, but our goal is that I can get a transplant without ever having to be on dialysis.
Yes.
And a part of that comes by my eating right and working out and training. And so that wow factor to me, like, I don't know why I'm sitting here like I'm sitting here. And it's just amazing. You know, I mean, I thank God for it. You probably would never even know by looking at me that I'm going through half of the stuff that I'm going through. And there are times where I'm tired, I want to lay in bed, you know, but it's just, it's a wow factor. And I can't say it's nobody but him. Like, how does this happen? You know, how does this happen? And it almost gives you, people always have that survival remorse, and I feel like sometimes that's how I feel, because I've had friends, I've had family members that have gone through these journeys, and their struggles have not been like mine. And sometimes it's like, God, why do you have me here? But then it's like, okay, God, you have me here for a purpose.
Yes.
You're waking me up for a purpose. And that's another reason why I had to transform my mind, the way of thinking, like, you have continually kept me.
Yeah.
So you've kept me for a reason. So I can't give up now. I can't stop thinking positivity or speaking positivity at this point.
Yes.
Because you've got me here waking up every day.
Yeah.
So that's my wow factor.
It's a wow factor and it's a God factor.
It's a God factor.
Yeah. So So to manifest or believe in anything is to have some level of faith. What are 3 things you would like to manifest in your life or into the world, if you want to share?
No, I mean, I'm gonna manifest things in my life because
that's
I
right.
want God to bless me with a husband.
Hey.
So
yes.
We gonna speak that into existence.
The power of the tongue.
Yes.
It's real.
He's still out there.
Yeah.
So like I just, I'm still manifesting my husband. I'm still manifesting. I still want to speak a degree of some sort in my life.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know if it's going to be nursing because I'm like, I don't want to do all that paperwork. But the fact that I did it and I was like, okay, maybe I can go do something else, another avenue, that. And my thing is I just want to create, I never was into it before. My father always wanted generational wealth, or he was an entrepreneur. And before he was like, if you want to be X-ray tech, you should own an X-ray radiology building. Yeah. And I was just like, I don't want to do all that. But now I just feel like the way the world is, that's kind of how you have to go. You have to have some type of business mindset. And it's because I feel like the way the economy is set up, you can't just work a 9 to 5 anymore. You have to have something else that brings home the bacon. So that way, if you lose your job, if you're laid off, you have something to fall back on, or you just have something else that's fun to make money with. And so, I am cooking up some things in my mind, and which I don't know, but anyway, we kind of talked on it before we started recording, just my little business adventures that I do with events and different things like that. And that's always been something that I do on the side that is fun. I get to talk to people, I can market, I meet people. And it's a good, marketing it's just good because you just meet different people and it's like, oh, I have a connection here. Oh, I have a connection there. And I feel like everybody knows somebody that knows somebody, and somebody is going to walk into your life one day that has an open door that's going to boost something else.
I always say this. Can you remind us, what is it called that it's for the culture?
Yes. Well, yeah. So I worked for worked as a door girl for the Culture AZ, and I still do certain events for other promoters as well. I mean, it's been all I've done fashion shows. I've done all kind of events. It doesn't. I at my gym right now. They do certain different events. They do brunches and fundraisers and different things like that. We did a picnic and paint, which was fun. And I just work the events. I just take tickets, but it's freelancing and I can go wherever I want, whoever calls upon me. And then, because I did one event, somebody else gives your name and like reaches out to you. And so I've done different women's events, expos and stuff like that. But it's just, you just meet new people and it's fun to watch people like grow into their selves, and I mean, I even drove some dancers around once.
That's so cool.
Well, for after one of our concerts, and one of the girls, I just remember she had like 13K following when I met her, and now she's at like 300K and dancing all over the world for different artists. She danced in Sierra's music video, and it's just amazing to watch people grow and watch the doors open for them and different things. And that's why I just, it's always good to be nice, be cordial, be respectful, because you never know when people are going to put your name in the midst. And like I said, I mean, this was just something that I started doing for an extra couple of bucks on the side on the weekend. But when I was sick and I couldn't work, it was a door for an avenue for me to continue making money and paying my bills. And that's why I said, it's just fun to have something I can do that I enjoy.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. So I feel like you've answered this. What are some things in your life that have increased your faith journey? And how has this been transformational?
Just increasing my faith is just the point where when I gave up, but I gave my life to Christ, I just said, okay, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to quit nursing school. I'm not working. You've known me my whole life. I worked for the same company for 19 years. And even the company I've been with now has been on and off for the last 9 years. So, and they overlap. Sometimes I don't even quit a job. I just work till I burnt out my I quit one of them, but I've never been without a job. I've never, thank God, I went to school and got my degree in my career when I was younger, but I just truly had to trust God and be like, okay, I'm going to stop working. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And the fact that he just continued to open doors and I never lacked for anything. Despite my situation, like I just trust him. And then, like I said, I've had friends that had a GoFundMe, and I had friends who were like, okay, I don't have money to give you, but you can be on my friends and family resort rewards for hotel stays. I have another friend who has blessed me with, over the years, thank you, with plane tickets to go back home to see my family and friends. And it's just crazy by chance, just the people that you meet and the impact that they have and how they can end up blessing you, even if it's the small ways. And it's just a blessing. Like, I thank God for the friend with the plane tickets. Like, there's literally a time where I didn't see them for like 7 years, but anytime I called and needed a ticket, it was at my front door. It was available. So it's just been an amazing journey. And like I said again, I've just been abundantly blessed.
Yes.
And if I just allow myself to think about the things that I didn't have, I would be messed up. But when I focus on the things that I do have, it's, it's like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yes. This is beautiful. Y'all, Nicole is the epitome of what it means to be Fountainized. She continues to use the word abundant, and I think about what Fountainized means, to experience an abundance of overflow. And what you described through these two topics, I'm hearing that, and just listening to how God has blessed you and how he continues to work favor in over your life, it's beautiful. I know that there's so much more in store for you. I just thank you for being so open, for sharing. We have one more topic before we get to some more fun questions, some Fountainized favorites. I want to talk to you about wellness.
Okay.
It has been beautiful to watch your journey in fitness, but also just your mental wellness journey. Because again, you've shared, whether it be the Mondays or the Transformation Tuesdays, you have shared your journey. So it's been one of the things I've just admired has been your openness. You'll hear people say like, "Ooh, she's a girl's girl." I feel like you are a people's person. I don't know what you would call it. A people. You're just so well rounded when it comes to humanity. So my question, talk to me a little bit about what wellness means to you.
So wellness is just everything as a whole. I feel like it's the mental cap. I always say, if you can get your mindset there, your faith and your mindset is going to take you above your physical capabilities.
Yes.
I've had a lot of physical stumbling blocks along the way. And it started at a very young age. I've just always been that sickly child that's had everything that you can think of happen. And I've just never allowed it to stop me. And that's one thing that my mom has instilled in me. And even, I had a brain injury, and I remember my father at one point was like, just file for disability when you're 18. My mom's like, you'll never make money. She's like, try. She's like, if you go to school and it doesn't work out, then okay, at least you tried. And I remember my one main thing with my brain injury was just being able to memorize things. And by the time I took my state board, I had been out of school for a while, but I passed that state board exam by 1 point, and I never have to take it again. I literally send them a check, every 2 years, and I keep my license. But it's just that mindset of positivity and at least try.
Yes.
Don't ever put yourself failing before you try. And even if you fail, go back and try again.
Amen.
Because sometimes you might fail at one thing, but you might succeed at another. And you have to keep an open door of what you may like or may, you can't, you may say, I want to be a singer, but then you might get an acting job and find that it's something that you love more. You might fall in love with it. And so, so my thing is like, you just never know. Love hits you at different capacities.
Hey.
And it's not just a single, it's not just in a box. And if you put yourself in a box, then you're setting yourself up to fail.
Yeah.
But if you keep a door open at all times, no matter what happens, you can reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
You can keep going. And I feel like wellness is just knowing that you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You give yourself a expiration date, how long you get to cry, how long you get to mourn, how long you get to be upset, and then be like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
Where are we going next with this? What happens next?
Absolutely. I am so fortunate and so blessed to be able to sit next to you and to have you in my life. You're so powerful. You're so anointed. But if you ever feel like you want to do a TED Talk or anything like that, I promise I'm going to have that thing on replay. Because, Nicole, you have so many life experiences. There's so much more life for you. But to listen to the way that you have blessed me. But I'm going to need that TED Talk, okay? So you are very dedicated in the gym. She gets up at, let me not say, what time do you get up?
Okay, so we used to do 4 a.m.s, and
that's amazing.
And I do like the 4 a.m.s, but when you work 12, 13-hour shifts and try to stay consistent, sometimes getting up at 4 a.m. is not the business.
Yeah.
But, occasionally we do hit the 4 a.m. mark, and we love the 4 a.m. crew. But when I first started working out, it was 4 a.m.s, and we would get it.
First started.
Yeah, when we get it in. Now I would still prefer the mornings, like on my off days I'm at 9 a.m. And there's still occasionally, if I work out before work, it's a 4 a.m., 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I go work 12, 14-hour shifts afterwards. But it's all about dedication. And I personally like it because, one, it gets me up for the day. If I'm in a funk, I feel like now I have a reason to get out my funk. I've released all that bad cortisol out my body, and I'm awake.
Yeah.
You know, I'm ready to start the day. And even if I go back and take a nap or lay down, it's okay because I've already accomplished something for the day. And anything else I do is just added on.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I love morning workouts. It just gets you up and out of the bed.
Absolutely. What keeps you inspired and like just dedicated to conquer a new day in the gym?
You know, it's just I have a goal. Like my main goal right now is getting this new kidney. I do need to lose 18 pounds to be. I meet the requirements now, but 18 pounds would put me in that like, okay, where everything's going to be going. And the thing is, you know, when you think about like the risk factors of a major surgery like that, you just want to make sure you're not like you're within a great successful outcome,
yes.
Not like pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, that is my goal, is to be like a successful. And then, you know, this is a new kidney, and this is like a second chance in life. You know, I have to take care of this new baby that's coming in.
Yeah.
And so that means changing the way I eat, changing the way I drink, changing the way I operate, and, you know, working out is just, it's mental release.
Yeah.
It's a good way to clear your mind mentally.
Yeah.
I used to love to go hiking, and I can say this with all confidence. Sometimes I never made it to the top of the mountain. Because when I would go hiking, I would be stressed out. And I would do it to clear my mind. And I would get halfway up that mountain in this Arizona heat and decide what I was going through back down there was not worth me killing myself climbing up this mountain.
Listen.
So, you know, it was just so I would go back down and I would just face whatever it had to offer. But it was just the point that it was just a way to release that negative thing off of me.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's what I love, to get up in the morning and take a walk.
Yeah.
And you know, and I just love it.
There's joy, and joy really does come. Like when the word says that joy cometh in the morning, it really does.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the most beautiful times of the day. It's just like, wow, like there's new beginnings here.
Yeah,
like, the birds are singing. Like that's a real thing. You feel that.
Yeah, you know, and so if I can share this, there's a scripture that I read, and I've read the scripture 1,000 times. I've heard that like at midnight, you know, God's going to open up doors. And it was talking about when Paul was in prison and they were singing praises and all their shackles fell loose. But what the part is that people don't read is you got to keep reading, because it goes on to say that even though their shackles were loose, when the guard was sleeping, you know, he fell asleep on them, and he woke up and he saw the prison doors open. He thought for sure that the prisoners had escaped, and he was ready to kill himself because he knew that they were going to kill him for allowing the prisoners to escape while he was sleeping on the job. And right before he was about to stab himself, Paul yelled out and says, "Stop, we're still here." So sometimes God gives you freedom to do things, but your obedience will cause someone else to fall into safe hands. And so he fell down and he said, "What must I do to be saved?" Because he couldn't believe that their obedience, even though they could be free, they stayed and obeyed that they were in prison, whether falsely there or whatever the case may there, they were still there. And it's also a testament that no matter what you're going through and how you're going through it, that you can still be a witness and be a testament for somebody else to be saved. So it's just, you know, that's my main thing. Like, I get up in the morning and I just go. Yeah. And like I said, sometimes it's hard. I'm not going. Lately, it's been it's been a struggle. But like I got back in town after being gone for work, and I called my trainer, and I was like, "Let's go." My body is sore right now because we just did 3 days in a row after not working out for like literally like a month.
Oh yeah.
So my body is feeling it, but I feel so good, you know, that I got back in there to do it.
Yeah, that's amazing, Chloe. So what has been one of the biggest things you've learned overall in health and fitness?
Is to go at your own pace.
Yes.
Everybody has their own pace, their own journey, their own body build, their own goals. And it's okay to have your goal, your body type, allow yourself to go at your pace. Yes. I have a lot of things that keep me from being where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost 100 pounds before, gained it back. Now I've lost 70 again. But before, I remember, I used to go to the gym, and then I would go to A Mountain, and I felt like I was on beast mode. Yeah. And I got a lot smaller than I am, a lot quicker, because I was able to do more, and I was cooking and eating things right and doing things right. And this time it's not been like that, because I've had like 5 procedures in the last year, and I've had to recover, and I've had a lot of stop and starts. But I had to tell myself, it's okay. Progress is progress. And going at your own speed is just what you need to do. Take your time and allow your body to heal. I've tried it. Yes, I did a 100-day challenge before, and I've been trying to do it, and I never make that 100 days. But you know what? I just said, you know what? It's okay, because life happens.
Yes.
And it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it.
And you did some of it.
Yeah, and I did.
Which is better than none at all.
And I went as far as I could go.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in life, there's just other things that come up. So my thing is just go at your own speed.
Yes.
And don't worry about the naysayers or whatever. As long as you're doing what you know you need to do, it's okay.
Absolutely. And I always say, like, every little bit of progress is progress.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so real, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, ooh, I really wanted to do like 40 push-ups, or maybe I just did 10 today, or maybe I did 5, but you know what? I did something, and so that's gonna all add up. But you brought up A Mountain, funny story. You talk about some go at your own pace. Now this is a little funny, but I thought, oh, it'd be nice. Let's get up, let's go, work out, get a little workout in. And Lana had never been to A Mountain. When I tell you we got up there, I felt like I was drunk. Because it was like, when I was drinking and would get really drunk, I would get this feeling of like, I can't breathe. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I got up there, that's where I felt like that heat. And I was like, instant regret. So we were like, you want to turn around? So we left. But it's like, I mean, this heat right now, we have extreme heat warnings and everything. But it's like, you know what? Like, I feel like, again, like, okay, we did that. We're gonna go back. Get to the top.
Let me tell you, that little mountain is steep.
It's steep and it was high.
And the first time I went up there, because everybody's like, "Oh, it's a quick little 10 minutes." It took me 30 minutes to get up that hike, that steep mountain, and I kept stopping, and I was like, I couldn't breathe. I was like, "Oh my goodness." But then once I did it a couple times, I was just like, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
Got this. And then the funny thing is, there's actually a trail that's less
the stairs.
That's
you
less
just gotta get past that. Yeah.
Well, but there's a part where you can start on a park at another space and go up the side, and it's windy and it's not as steep. But I didn't even know that until I saw people. I was like, how in the world did they get over there?
Yeah.
So but it's okay. But that, like I said, it's a short little steep.
Yeah, my mom and I used to do it, and we took our time.
Yeah.
But it's so beautiful when you go up the stairs and you're like, wow, look at that. It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one more question in the wellness section.
Okay.
Just a few Fountainized favorites. What is your message to future Nicole?
Oh, my message to future Nicole. Girl, you did it.
Girl, you did it. Hey, I love it. This has been such a blessed episode. for those of you who don't know, Nicole is my. A lot has happened this year. Since the start of January, it has been a year. But I refuse to say it's been a crappy year or it's been horrible. I'm just not going to say that, even if others choose to, about my year. We still got, some months to go. So I'm going to speak life into this year, more life abundantly. But the Fountainized Extravaganza was supposed to happen April 18th. April was quite the month, so that did not take place. But my goal is to have Fountainized 2027 in February. So, as you know, I don't know if you remember, but you are one of my honorees. And I'm super excited to honor you. And I just want to say thank you for all you do. Thank you for sharing. Just thank you, Chloe. I just love you. I'm so inspired by you, and I'm just really grateful to have you in my life.
I love you too, and he's talking about my words, but this man can write. He be his inspirations and stuff like that. It's just, I just love him.
I love you.
I love you.
So we're gonna play. Well, not play. These are just some fun questions. This is called Fountainized Favorites. Okay. First word that comes to mind when you think of your younger self.
Ooh, my younger self. He said first word. Oh, so bad.
Bad?
No. Just like I don't know what to say. Give me age.
Okay. I'm gonna give you my age. 26.
Girl, you was out there.
Outside?
Yeah, I was outside.
Outside. I was outside. How do you define beauty?
Beauty is what you exude from the inside out.
Yes.
Because I feel like I've always been a big girl. And big girls, have always, not been in, but we in now, everybody wants BBW, whatever. But I've always had this sense of...
Did you say BBW?
BBW.
BBL, what is it?
BBW, Big Beautiful Woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
BBW.
That's why I started laughing.
BBW, Big Beautiful Woman.
Yes.
But I've always just thought I was beautiful. And no matter about my size, I've never let it stop me. And I remember one day my coworker was looking at the girls in the magazine. He was like, "Oh, I wish I looked like this." I was like, "In my mind, I do." So exactly. And I was just like, so beauty is just what you exude.
You make it.
From it. Yeah.
I love it. I love that. Beach vacation or tropical vacation? I'm sorry. Beach vacation, pretty much is. Beach vacation or desert vacation? I get that wrong.
Ooh, beach.
Beach, absolutely. Celebrity crush growing up and celebrity crush now.
Okay. I don't even remember the boy's name. I can see his face. Jonathan something or other. He passed away. He was a little blue-eyed blonde. I had his posters all over my.
Oh, the posters.
And, back in the day, we had the posters. We had the posters.
Yeah.
Posters up. He was my crush. I think he played in. Was he in Casper? Anyway, he was in one of those movies back in the day. But yeah, he was my celebrity crush. Celebrity crush now? Well, I'm just gonna say Lance Groves, just because he gave me a shout out on tonight's conversation. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Seems like a really nice, really kind guy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's gorgeous.
All right. Favorite song at the moment? You always have such a dope playlist and really great music.
Favorite song? Okay. So I've been listening to this group called Red Worship. And there's a song called We Want Revival and Show Me Your Face. Probably Show Me Your Face is like hands down my favorite at the moment.
Hey, I have to give that a listen.
Yeah.
Something you must have with you at all times. Yes. Especially these days. Everything. Blah, blah, blah.
My cell phone is, I don't even carry a purse half the time. I don't really like carry a purse. But my cell phone I will have.
Gotta have that phone. Favorite type of food?
So I love me some red beans and rice. That is like my all time. I don't know why it is, but I love red beans and rice.
You can't go wrong with red beans and rice.
I do. I do.
It's so
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Favorite scent?
It's called Ocean something. There's a candle. I that's the only thing I buy. It smells so clean and so fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have the candle and the spray always. Even one of my coworkers was like, "What is that smell from your room?" I was like,
"Is this Bath and Body Works?"
No, it's actually from Walmart.
Okay.
But anything that says ocean, like I usually love that scent.
I was just about to say that most of the time if it has ocean or something with water, it smells really good.
It was really, really good. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Okay. Favorite TV show growing up?
Ooh. It's a different world.
It's a different world. I think my mom mentioned that. It's a different world. Nice.
Yeah, I love It's a Different World. And I literally, because it was on Netflix, I watched like the whole thing all over again.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you go?
If I could live anywhere in the world, it would probably be Thailand, just so I could be with my elephants.
Gorgeous.
Anywhere, or Kenya, because I have a nice resort there too. But anywhere where I could just like free watch my elephants.
They have this. I feel like I've probably sent you some of their stuff, but they have this like park type sanctuary ordeal where they're literally in the water and they're bathing. I'm like, that is so beautiful. I know you would love that.
Yes, love it.
Something incredibly nostalgic to you.
What is nostalgic? Like memorable? Or
just something like you might find like, ooh, this is like old school. This brings back like a lot of memories for me. Maybe that's a scent or it's like a song.
You know what? I feel like it's just songs. Like I love like the oldies, like Motown and different things like that. It just reminds me of being at my grandmother's house and just listening to them sing and like hang out.
Yeah.
I still listen to them.
Yeah.
songs. But
especially that music.
Yeah. So I love that. It just reminds me of being at my grandmother's and being around family and different things like that.
It's always the best memories with grandmothers. All right, let's see. We'll do a couple more. Favorite musician?
Okay, this might be a little. Okay, I love classical music, and I used to love Yanni. Like Yanni. Yeah. So he actually did the like the NBA thing, dun, 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 like the NBA, the classical. Wow. Yeah. So that's his. Yeah. So but I used to listen to his instrumentals like all the time when I was just music. So yeah.
That's, you are a true, only a music lover would say something like that, because it's like, I know as a musician, I can hear like a tune in a commercial could be about some type of pill. And I'm like, ooh, I could slow that down and I would add this. Yeah. It's like, so for you to say like the NFL, I'm like, I love that. Like that's music lover for sure. Yeah. What does peace look like to you?
Peace is knowing when to exit the room or when to stop a conversation when you know that it's not going to go somewhere you want it to go.
Yeah.
I feel like peace, especially now, it's just, I've gotten to the age where I don't want to play games. I'm not like looking for drama. I will exit stage left.
Yes.
Without an explanation.
Exactly.
Without an explanation. Because my peace, is my peace.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's, and honestly, it's just living my life to what I'm going to do, just,
Yeah.
as long as it's, my man upstairs is happy, I'm happy,
Yes.
But it's just, that's what peace is for me. It's just cutting out all the extra
Yeah.
stuff that I don't need. Probably stuff I was doing when I was in my 20s, just being extra for no reason, petty for no reason. It's just none of that.
Right.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So what's your favorite season?
Ooh, season?
Uh-huh.
Fall.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Especially I think as Arizona.
I love fall.
Yeah. Finish this. In 2027, I will.
Get married.
Hey! Da, 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 da.
And my babies, godchildren are going to be at the perfect age. They'll be 2.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So come on.
Yes, this is gonna happen. Chloe, is there any final words you want to say to our Fountainized friends? Anything you have coming up? Just anything you want to say?
No, I mean, not really. I just want to say, just trust in God, live your life, and go with the flow. Like,
Yes.
you have to just go with the flow.
Yes.
Think about like riding a bull. You're gonna get thrown off sometimes.
Hey, this is
and,
true.
and that's okay. Just get back
Keep
up
going,
and
yes.
keep going. That's all you can do in life is just keep going because life is gonna life.
Life is going to life. It's been such a theme in this episode to keep going. What do you want to call this episode? I've never asked the guest that, but you have spoken such life. So I want to ask you, what is the title of this episode?
See, that's too much pressure.
Oh no, it's not.
Too much.
No, it's not.
Oh. Did I tell you put me on the spot?
Show did.
You put me on the
Show
spot.
did. Show did.
I don't know, Dorian.
Okay, that's okay. Well, listen, once again, Chloe, thank you so much. I love you. Everyone, please remember to water your soul, feed your spirit, and be joyful in hope. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Fountainized, and we will see you next week. Bye. Woo! Oh my God, I love you so much. Oh my